Hi guys, welcome to this new session of Corporate Finance for CF Level 2. Today we'll be covering the last reading that we have left of Corporate Finance, which is mergers and acquisitions. Now, this is an entirely new reading, so there is not any reference that you can have from Level 1, but it is still a fairly basic reading by itself. A lot of the concepts that we'll be doing here, most of them are going to be theoretical for the first part of our sessions. And in the second session, we'll be moving on to some calculations. But even those calculations are going to be very basic in nature, and the few technical ones, they are going to be repeating in the equity portion in a lot more detail. So at corporate finance, those calculations for valuation, they are at a very basic level. So let's start with the introduction to this topic. So the first heading we have is introduction. Now, the first thing we should familiarize ourselves with is terminologies. Now, it is very important to understand that for corporate finance, the terms mergers and acquisitions, they might have different meaning in comparison to what you might study in other topics. So I'll keep elaborating on that as we go along. But just keep in mind the terms mergers and acquisitions. We always use them together. M&A is a sort of a very combined statement that we use, but these terms have different meanings. Mergers is when one company takes over another company and target ceases to exist. Now, what exactly target means, we'll cover that. Acquisition is where one company purchases a part of another company. Now, this definition might not directly connect with some of the legal definitions you might have, but keep in mind for the purpose of corporate finance in CFA, these would be the terminologies and definitions you will have to come to terms with. So, mergers is basically a situation where you have two companies and they both decide to merge their operations such that only one company exists at the end of the transaction. So one company would cease to exist, the other would exist. Now, based on this, let's say we have two companies, A and B. Let's say A is the acquirer and B is the target. Target is the company which is going to be purchased. So, for example, I take Facebook and WhatsApp, for example. Facebook was the acquiring company and WhatsApp was the target company. So that's the terminology I have here for the target company. So normally in mergers, one company would cease to exist. Almost every time that company would be the target company. In case of acquisition, one company would purchase another company or some part of their business. So the acquisition is a case where, let's say, let's take a big conglomerate for example. So I have Reliance. Reliance has various business operations. It has retail, it has oil and gas, it has telecom, all of those. These are different components of the Reliance. Now, if there was, let's say, an outside company that came in and decided that they want to acquire the Reliance retail business only. They are not acquiring the entire company, only a part of operations is being acquired. And even within retail, it might happen that they are only interested in IT and related components retail, only the laptop, smartphone, only that market, not the entire retail. So when you're purchasing a specific part of other company, that is termed as acquisition for the purpose of corporate finance. Now, what would happen is when you're just acquiring a part of another company, both the companies acquiring and target, they would continue to exist. The only thing that would happen is a part of B's business would transfer to A. That's it. Aside from that, they still continue to operate as normal. So that is a few details about the terminologies. Now, aside from terminology, we have forms of mergers. What are the various forms in which these M&A transactions can take place? So you have three categories given. One is statutory. Statutory merger is the kind where all of the assets of the target company are acquired, which means this is a situation where every single asset and liability of the target company is going to be acquired. You are purchasing 100% of the target company. Nothing of the target company would be left after this transaction. So that is a statutory merger. Then you have what is known as subsidiary merger. Subsidiary merger is one where you might not acquire 100% of the business, but rather you try to become the parent company of the target company. So you're trying to acquire enough portion of target company's business such that target company ends up becoming your subsidiary. So the key thing is, in first case, the target company would pretty much cease to exist because you've acquired all of their assets and liabilities. But in case of subsidiary, the target company can continue to exist, and normally this is going to happen when the target company itself has a lot of brand value. So if they have built a lot of brand loyalty over time, the acquiring company might prefer to keep them as a subsidiary and keep that brand alive rather than simply purchasing all the assets and shutting down the company as a whole. Aside from this, you have what is known as consolidation merger. Now, very important to note, these terminologies, these terms, these are specific to corporate finance. So I'm repeating it again and again because certain times for law of different countries, if you have a commerce background or if you have work experience, these terms might be different from what is written in the law of some particular country. So just keep that in mind. You have to be comfortable with this for the purpose of corporate finance. So we have consolidation. Consolidation is a situation where you have A plus B is equal to C, which means two companies are combining and they both cease to exist and a new entity emerges as a sort of a combination of both. Now, consolidation, if I look from a legal perspective, from an accounting side, consolidation normally is the process of how we report for subsidiaries in terms of our financial statement. So it would be a little confusing that in FRA it has a different meaning as compared to the meaning it has over here in the forms of merger. But again, keep that clarity that over here consolidation merger simply means that both the companies would cease to exist and a new company would emerge out of the transaction, which would be a combination of both of the previous companies. Now, it is very important to know throughout that at no point is it necessary that the target company has to be smaller than the acquiring company. So mostly what we observe in the market is that the target company is a smaller company, but there is no legal restriction as such. So it is possible to have a target company which is bigger than the acquiring company. It is possible. So next up we have types of mergers. Types of mergers, again, three categories. Firstly, you have horizontal. Horizontal merger is one where both the companies, the acquirer and the target, the acquiring company and the target company, they are part of the same industry operating at the same level. So more often than not, these could be competitors. So sometimes we can see a merger where two competing firms, they might merge into one single entity. So that would be a horizontal merger where they are a part of the same industry, pretty much operating at the same scale, at the same level of the supply chain. Then you have vertical merger. Vertical merger happens where the two companies, acquiring and target companies, they are at different levels of the supply chain. So let's say my acquiring company is an FMCG company. They make a lot of consumer goods. And the target company is an agricultural company whose main business is to produce agricultural products. Now, in my FMCG company, I need a lot of agricultural products as inputs. So, in a sense, this is my company and this is the supplier of my company. So, in the supply chain, We are part of the same industry, but we are at different levels of the entire product chain. When this kind of a merger happens, where you try to move up and down the production or supply chain, you acquire your customers or maybe your suppliers in order to further streamline the process. That is known as a vertical merger. I'm sorry. So vertical merger is a case where the acquiring and target companies, they are part of the same industry more or less, but they are at different points of the entire supply chain. So sometimes FMCG company might acquire the companies which manufacture some of the raw material that they need. Lastly, you have what is known as conglomerate merger. This is entirely a simple and also a random event that happens. So it's not like this doesn't exist in the real world, it does. Often this is a merger where two entities, acquiring and target company, they both belong to different industries, they don't have anything in common as such. Normally this would happen where acquiring company wants to expand into newer products or newer business line. Now it could happen either because they just want to expand their business. It can also happen because if you remember from level 1 equity, an industry has a life cycle. Maybe the acquiring company is part of an industry which is in decline phase, and now they are trying to venture out into some new industry to keep the company alive. So for that, they might acquire a target company from an entirely different industry. So conglomerate merger is one where two companies, no link whatsoever, not part of similar industry, they decide to enter into a merger transaction. So I hope that clarifies this basic introduction part of what mergers and acquisitions are. Again, in this first session, we'll be going over mostly theoretical stuff. So it is very important that you're comfortable with all the terms and definitions that come along. Having clarity of what each term means is very important in this chapter, because at times these terms might look very familiar, but the meaning they have for your exam is slightly different than what you might be familiar with. So it is very important to be thorough with these theoretical parts.